Jason here. I'm back. I'm back with some new, interesting stuff. I'm glad that you guys are watching this and you're learning maybe one or two things. I'm also watching other people learning as well from different people, so I can bring you different content. So I'm happy also that I'm finding you all good. No issues reported, so that's a good sign. So I have some very interesting topics, just to chat with you guys on different things. As the Kiski's extended, because that's what we're doing. We're just extending ourselves to you guys out there, providing content and just keeping up with what's going on in the world, and just keeping you guys posted what's going on in the arts industry where we are. We are currently, all of us who are in the arts industry are finding it difficult to do any activities. Our industry, it is that of interactive. You're always learning working with people, exchanging ideas, shaking hands as it were. So you need that one-to-one or a human touch in order for our business to go. You can still work remote, but the fact that you have to go to meetings and people sign you off with their monies for you to go and do a project, when you're trying to do that virtual becomes hard, but it can be done. So we are in a predicament, but we're gonna come out of this very strong. What I'm liking about this as well is teaching us new skills on how to to work within the new normal, as it were. How can you work? How can you just work from your home and be able to send your work away for someone else to look at it and potentially buy it off you? So these are the skills that we're gonna use even way after this world pandemic. So that's my thoughts on my 2 cents thoughts on the problem that we're facing. But otherwise, the topic of today is going to be general, but it's still going to be very informative. And I wanted just to talk to you guys about the what's called the work ethic. Work ethic will become it has to be paramount in what we do, especially within these days where things are not as straightforward as they were before, where you go out and you market yourself. So our approach now has to be different. How is it going to be different? I'll just give you a few bullet points. It's not going to be a long one. I just wanted to come on and just share with you guys other ways of really approaching this, instead of being depressed, staying at home, worried about what's going to happen, whatnot. Let's just sort of take this by the horns and just go for it. So work ethic, number one, is looking at how we can work. I know we covered this at first, but I thought, let me add on that. So the work itself, we need not to be lazy. I think that's point number one. So if we find ourselves lazing around and not being able to get out there and do stuff, get out there meaning get out there on the internet, that is, finding work via the internet. So I think being lazy is not going to help. It's going to make things worse for us, especially in these times. So being proactive, I think, is what we need. So employ yourself. Do the hard things. Hard things are never easy to do. Do stuff that you've never done before. I did also say before that learning a new skill. If you know that you've got content but you don't know what to do with it, how about if you get your website designed? How about if you do social media stuff and do free webinars and get people to appreciate your work? Someone is going to pay you for it. Instead of worried about I'm not being paid, no one is. I mean, we're all at home just doing what we're doing. So I think working as if things were just normal, but working with a with a different approach. So being lazy does not really help. Not that you just sit around. The lazy I'm talking about is not doing anything that's gonna give you customers. You could be actively doing stuff, but having very low productivity, which is what we're trying to work against. So high activity does not necessarily add or equal to productivity. So it's finding ways that you can be productive. That counters all the lazy that we just talked about. Sometimes when we say lazy, people are thinking, you think I'm just sitting there and doing nothing. No. It's actually not doing stuff that are productive. Lazy to take on that course, lazy to take on that new thing that's going to up your skill a bit. Have a better game face and game, have a game on that's different to what everyone else is providing. So let's try and cut out the reluctant mentality / lazy / passiveness towards our approach. So number 2 is getting your work to other people. And how do you do that? Again, is getting on the internet, sorting yourself a nice website. You rather pay someone to do you a website that's gonna showcase your work better. So that's number 2. Let's get our work out. Just create content, write a song, write a script, write a poem, set up a webinar, do stuff that you are passionate about. Teach art, like as in fine art, teach drawing, teach music, teach keyboards, teach piano, teach guitar. But in order to get that out to the people that are not, that wouldn't ordinarily be around you, is to then have a platform where you can showcase it. So the internet and the website would be the best place. If you can't afford the website, just get on the free platforms that the internet provides. You got your Facebooks, you can do your Facebook Live, clean it up, make sure it looks presentable, and then just do free services for people. That's what people want. Entertain them with knowledge as well as with thoughtless stuff that you could be doing on the internet, just to find yourself a traction, get good traction, get good fan base and all of that. Within that, you find yourself having people wanting your services without you being there, because your face has been seen around for a while. So trying to not to be lazy, being proactive. That's number 1. And number 2, getting your content out by using already platforms that are available to you. You don't have to invent the wheel and start a new platform. No, you can just use what's out there and see how people receive you. At the end of the day, Instagram is very, very it's gotten very good with that marketing and all of those things. If you don't like Facebook, you can go on the Instagram. If not, you can go on Facebook, and there are a few other platforms that you can try. It just depends which one you feel comfortable using. You can use LinkedIn for just to hook up with people who are doing maybe the same thing. Or if you're looking for remote work, some companies, LinkedIn is very, very good for professional stuff and trying to get out there with your work. So those 2 things are very, very paramount in what we do. Is number 3 is starting to write. If you're a writer, you're starting to write songs, starting to write. If you're in the film, starting to write scripts. If you're into books, you're starting to write books. And that's going to lead me to talking about the book, writing a book, which I promised last time I was going to bring up, but it's not going to be in depth. I'm just going to touch on it a little bit. So starting to write. So check out your industry and see what the industry has, what the industry needs. So you can start writing vlogs or blogs. You can do a blog. You can start writing articles on the industry while you're at home. None of this it needs you to go anywhere. You can start writing these things while you're at home and shipping it off, sending it off via email to publishers, companies. If you're a writer, if you want to write poems, just get into that and start sending them off. What you find is one of your poem, one of your songs, one of your books, one of your things will reach someone at some point, and you'll be shocked when you get that phone call. It's like, we like your work, can we use it for this? We like your song, can we put it on this? We like your your script. Do you want to do a TV series with that script? Do you want to? It's always pushing ourselves, writing stuff. That leads me to writing a book. If you're into writing books, writing a book is not as hard as the authors would like to portray it to be. It isn't. You can write yourself a very nice book as long as you have a story. Have a good story in order to sell a book. But writing a book is not complicated at all. Excuse me. If you have an idea, you want to write a thriller, but you can't put it on paper yourself, I can share this with you. There are people out there that you can pay as little as £150 to £1,000 for them to write it for you. So what that means is the book will be written professionally. It will have all the you have all your grammar, all your spelling checked, because you're paying them to write your story for you. So by you actually telling my story is this, and then you give them a structure on how you want it to sound like, and you give them a tone, give them all these things. You're not writing anything, you just giving them your idea, and then you tell them go off and write. So writing notes instead of a book is better. So you write your notes, and then pass them on to stenographer, they're called, and then a stenographer will write it for you. Just depends on the time scale that you're going to be working on. So that's another thing that you can do, because books obviously they're sort of thick, isn't it? So if you can't do it yourself, pay someone else to do it for you. It could be done in weeks. Some people can take a week to type your book for you, because they're not doing anything else. You can pay them for research as well. You say, can you research on this topic and put it on my book? They'll do that because you've given them the resources to do that. So it's the same. It's the same under the writing tips that I was talking about. So coming to number three, I think it's one of those things that we have to, number 4 rather, we have to then start. If you're in the music industry, then let's talk about that for you as well. So in the music industry now, you don't have to have a recording company. There's no need for a recording company. There's no need for a studio to do any of that. You can create your work while at home. As you can see, I've got this here. I've got my production computer there. I've got my system here, speakers. What I can do, I can create a song here and send it off to someone else to finish it off. I've not left my house, so I know most people are doing that already. So instead of worrying about I need to get signed, I need to do this, let's just leave the signing part of things out, because the reason most people want to be signed is because of the money. But how about if you do the work? Because when people are signing you for the work you've done, you're not going to do any more work after that, as it were. You've already started the grind. So when someone says, I like your work, that means you've done some work. So I would really encourage that people, if you're in the music industry, as I said before as well, buying yourself things that you can use. You can use very, very basic things. Getting yourself a decent mic like this, get yourself a nice computer that you can use softwares to write on, to record on, and you just, that's it, and then the work is not going to be clean, but at least there will be work. So when you send it off to someone else, can you master this? Can you mix this? I mean, some studios will be able to help reduce the noise from the mic and boost your recordings, because if you're using not best monitors, chances are your mixing is not going to be great. So if you send it off then to a studio that has all of that will mix it for you and master it for you, they've done all the work. You've only taken like rough stuff and then give it to them, so you clean it up and then you pay them. I know I had to sending a song to Abbey Roads, I think for mixing or mastering. It was some things between £56 to 106. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure those are the figures just for one track. So let's say you've done your rough track and then you're ready for it to go out there. You send it off to the big boys to say, you guys clean this up for me. I need to sell it. And after you've done that, you can then upload that stuff to like platforms that play music, like even Apple Tunes, and you can do Spotify. There are different. I don't know if TuneCore is still there. What was the other one? You can even use YouTube. YouTube is great for lyric videos and all that. Let's say you can't afford a video, you just do a lyric video and put your song out there. So the more it's heard of and becomes popular, that's how people recognize that there is you out there writing stuff and singing and recording. So if you're in the music side of creativity, and try and do that. Just get yourself affordable things, not overspending because we haven't got the money to do so, but get things that can be used. Secondhand, I think, is best for anyone who's starting out. Don't buy a MacBook for $4,000, iMacBook for $4,000, and you don't have the money, unless you're working, you've got the money, you can do that. But aiming for to spend less on the product themselves, but they have to be good quality. You can still get a very good iMac desktop for good £500. It just depends what you're looking for, and then set it up, get you connected. You don't have to have a keyboard or all of those things. You can just send everything via USB to your system, and then you're good. And then buy yourself a nice sound card, as I said it before as well. Just connect your mic, boom, you're good to go. So that's on the music side, and I think the obligation is on us, guys. Instead of waiting that something is gonna fall off the sky and help us, no, we have to take the fight to the aggressor. Who is the aggressor? Is the unemployment. That's the aggressor. So we take the fight to fight the unemployment, or the income killer, I call them. So because obviously there's no work now, most people are not working. Companies are, there's plenty of closure in different departments and companies. So you taking your work out there, you're really approaching that that joblessness, and say, I'm not going to wait until someone says we're open now, come. No, I'm just going to take my work to the people, let people consume my work. I think that's the best approach that you and I can do in order to stay afloat. Let's not be swallowed up by this thing because we're staying at home and then everything is all gloomy. Let's just be proactive, as I said. Let's just get out there and do more. So what I've just said there, as I said, is going to be sort of a casual talk, but I think there's more things in that. I won't give you more, but I think those are things that we, if we can start doing, we might actually find ourselves better off in the next few months and I'm actually taking on a new course. I think in the next few days. It's called the 14-day filmmaker. That's interesting because I'm already a film production student. But what I'm doing is I'm not waiting to then learn sometime next year. I'm actually about learning now and getting a lot of things in my head as much as possible. So in order to produce these videos better and to have more content to share with you guys, so we can all together rise up sharing the information that's useful. Our motto is, unless there's no man left behind. That's the idea, that's the drive. So I'm very excited about what 2021 is going to bring for us. Let's all be optimistic. Let's look forward to greater things that are coming ahead of us, and let's keep the grind going. Let's keep the grind going. So yeah, thank you for listening. I know it wasn't the 10 things that I usually do, but I thought, let me talk about this because it means something to me, and I hope it means something to someone else. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope to catch up with you guys sometime soon. We're gonna do another extended before the week ends. So I'll publish that, and you know it from our platforms. Thank you, and remember, it's all good, and take good care of yourself and the ones that you love. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.